Hey, welcome back to the show, everyone. Today, let's try and capture Gary Holt's awesome tone from Tempo of the Damned. And for so long, I thought this tone was made by a PV-XXX. The gear that he had was his 3 modded JCM 800s that Todd Langner did in the late 80s. It turns out that mod was pretty unique for those 3 amps, and no other 3 really sound like that. Apparently they're the most aggressive sounding Marshalls you can get out there, and many people have tried to buy them off Gary, but he's not parting with them at all. Apparently around the time that this album was being recorded, they got a service because they were getting old and they didn't sound the same after that. And so because of that, I thought they moved to the PV-XXX, but it turns out they used these on the recording. And what's even better about it is that the tone that they made on this album for the Tempo was actually profiled and captured, and now is what they use on their Kempers for live shows and the last album, Blood In, Blood Out. So it's really derived from this Tempo of the Damned tone, which is really cool. Other than that he used on the album, he had an ESP-V that he used. They tried to use active EMG pickups in it, but apparently it was so aggressive sounding with that amp that they had to turn the pickups to the HZ, the passive ones. And in his cabs he had Celestion 75s, and the guitar parts in this for the rhythms were recorded just with 2 guitars panned left and right. So that's exactly what I've done today, and I'm playing through the left channel. For the guitar and gear I'm using today is my Jackson King V with 8181 pickups, going into the Marshall DSL, and you can see the settings here. So the settings on the Marshall really need the pedal board behind it to make it sound like this. The main meat and potatoes that works with the DSL is just an OD pedal in the front, and I've got a 10-band EQ in the loop. So the point of the 10-band EQ in the loop is just to really beef up some of those lows so that the amp itself can drive a lower bass setting and still feel really tight, but I can push the lows on the output there, and it just sort of works like the Mezzer a little bit, so it keeps things tight, but you get that thump. I'm sucking a little bit out of the 1K region in the mids. Just because I'm pushing the mids on the amp, I'm sucking a little bit of them out in the 10-band EQ, as well as boosting the highs in about the 8K region just to give it that aggressive sort of scrapey Exodus sound that Gary's renowned for. For recording the tone, I'm using an SM57 in front of the 112 Recto cab with a V30 inside, and that's tucked away behind the ISO cab that I made just to keep the noise down. Apart from that, we've just got a noise suppressor in the front end using the 4-cable method in the loop and front. be honest, a few months back when I started doing these capturing videos, and a lot of you asked for the Exodus tones, I thought I might be able to pull off a tone from Impact is Imminent or Fabulous Disaster, one of those earlier albums. I had no idea that I could capture the Tempo album so well, and it just makes me really excited to think we can try and get the Atrocity albums where he used the Savage 120, and I think this will nail that too. So this tone could have quite easily been got with the 6-band EQ and the effects loop. But I've got my 6-band in the front end just as an alternative to an OD pedal because it pushes frequencies really nicely. Really, it's just keep this simple and it works really well. So all that said, guys, hope you have a great day and I'll see you next week. Bye.